Hi guys, Owen Davies here from Golfshake.com, and today we're going to be looking at my top 5 forged irons for 2018. Okay, so first on our list, in at number 5, a TaylorMade P-Series of irons. So first thing to say this, not the P790, that is a hollow construction, different beast altogether. I'm talking about the P730, the P750 and the P770. Now, what do those names mean? Well, they are the blade lengths, so that gives you a clue about how easy they are to hit. The P730, very much an all-out blade, pretty tough to hit. For me, I'm only ever going to mix that in at the bottom end of my set. I'm not good enough as a ball striker to put them in. But what it does allow you to do this range is mix and match all the way up. So if I was going to take these irons, I may well have a 8 and 9 iron, maybe a pitching wedge in that P730, mixing up to this P750 and then the P770. As you gradually go up through the irons, you're going to get a little bit more help. As I said, the blade length's a bit bigger, the head's a bit bigger, but also you're getting a bit more cavity and certainly a bit more perimeter weighting. So nice iron from TaylorMade. They've also used some tungsten to change the CG positioning, made that a bit easier for you. You know, there's a bit of learning in there about increasing your ability to strike the ball and hitting more consistent golf shots. So that's in at number 5. Okay, in at number 4 is Callaway's X-Forged iron. Now, this is new for 2018, mixes in well with their Apex MB. Have a look at that one, all out blade, absolutely tiny, but a beautiful iron. But what about the Apex? Well, I really loved it when I hit it. I think it gives a great feeling off the face. While you look down on it, it still very much looks like a player's club, but you've got quite a bit of help there. It's quite strong ball flight as well. I found it pretty easy to hit while it still went forward. A nice bit of consistency from the weighting that Callaway have used throughout this iron set. Again, much like the TaylorMades before them, and you'll see this is a theme going through the iron sets. They've used different weights to move the CG positioning in there. And I just felt for me, I got a lot of consistency out of this iron while not losing any of that forged feel, that buttery feel, and also that ability to move the ball around. So that's in at number 4. Okay, number 3 is Titleist AP2 iron. Now, I've specifically talking about the AP2 rather than the whole iron set through there. They do an AP3, obviously. They also do a CB and MB in an all-out forged model. Now, they are very different animals to the AP2. They're much more of a traditional forged iron, whereas the AP2 has more of its roots in a cavity back. And certainly 10 years ago, it was brought out and probably wasn't really meant to be a tour iron, but it very much is these days, hugely popular on the European Tour and the PGA Tour. Really high on the iron counts there, and obviously a staple in players' bags, just like Jordan Spieth uses it and swears by it, has always used it. So it's quite of a new animal really for a forged iron. You wouldn't have seen this in tour players' bags previously, and I'm one of those who's really converted from being a forged iron player through to an iron which is more of a traditional cavity back, has some of the technology in there, but gives you all that feel feedback that you want out of a forged iron. Titleist have been really big in their use of tungsten this year, put a lot of effort into using that, a lot of learning over the last 2 or 3 generations to make sure that that tungsten gives you greater stability both through the ball and in your shot making, your ball flight. So you're going to get a lot of consistency, a lot of distance control consistency from this iron, and a lot of help while still getting all those forged feelings out of it. So a great offering from Titleist for 2018. Okay, in at number 2 is Srixon's Z-Series of irons, and really I'm talking about their bladed iron, their Z5965, and their other cavity back offering, Z565 I believe it is. Get a bit confused about the names when it comes to Srixon. But this is an iron that came out the back end of 2016, it's been in the range in 2017, hasn't changed to 2018, but is an absolutely fantastic forged iron. Now, not that widely played on the PGA and European Tour, it's a Japanese brand, but it is proving very, very popular. Certainly back here in the UK, as a forged iron has taken a lot of people by surprise. And there's a few reasons for that. So one, it's made of an S20 carbon. I love this steel. For me, slightly better than 1025. Got a slightly softer feeling, bit more of a buttery feel to it. One of those you hit it out of the middle and it just melts. So I love the use of that steel. It's obviously a Japanese company, very specialist at making great quality steel, and that shows through in this iron. Also, it looks absolutely fantastic. That Z in the back really does set it off on the shelf. It really makes you want to pick one of those up and play it. It looks beautiful in its design. But there's a lot of practicality in there. There's a lot of weight right in behind the ball, right in behind the sweet spot. I like that a lot. And also there's a bit of cavity weighting in there with the cavity version, perimeter weighting, sorry, giving you that little bit of stability, that little bit of help. So all in all, a brilliant offering from Srixon. They may well have a new one out back end of 2019, I'm not sure, but they're probably due an upgrade and a new generation. Bear that in mind this year. But at the moment, that is a beautiful iron from Srixon. Okay, so number one on our list is Mizuno's MP-18 range of irons. Now there's 3 irons in this range, all made of a 1025 carbon steel, grain flow forged, which is something process Mizuno have used for some time, just to give an extra bit of feedback when you strike these irons. Now, this really does hark back, this set of irons, or this group of irons, family of irons, harks back to Mizuno's glory days. You know, they're obviously having a very good time at the moment. There's a lot of uncontracted players playing Mizuno irons on the tours. You will notice that if you ever look at what's in the bags after the tournaments, you'll quite often see a player playing Mizuno irons that you didn't realise was a Mizuno player. They're not contracted, they're just chosen to play Mizuno irons. That says a lot in itself. And this really does hark back to the kind of glory days of the kind of 90s, Faldo playing these irons. And the reason for that is they've got together with their master craftsmen and actually let them lead this process in the look of these irons. You know, quite often these days it's done on a CAD computer drawing. There's R&D guys putting it into this. We've started the other way around, then the craftsmen get their hands on it. This way they've done it the other way around. They've got the craftsmen design the iron, then the computer drawings comes in, and what they've done is gone back to this kind of slightly higher toe, slightly higher heel, slightly squatter iron. I absolutely love the shape of it. Maybe I'm just a bit of a traditionalist, I'm not sure. But actually, the proof is in the pudding. When you go and hit these irons, they're absolutely beautiful. So the forged, the blade looks like an absolute classic Mizuno. Everything you'd expect, going back to the MP-11 days. Beautiful iron. Then you've got the split cavity, a bit of extra help in there, and this is the one I'd advise a lot of people to go for if they're looking for a little bit of help, but they want this kind of forged iron from Mizuno, this classic. It's definitely got a bit more help in there. Got the traditional perimeter weighting around the outside, giving you that extra help. And then you've got the MCC, which is completely different from Mizuno actually. Very much looks like that classic Mizuno, but uses some titanium in the back of the head, giving you that extra bit of help, but that also frees up some weight to go further around the perimeter. And also quite a lot of tungsten in the toe, moving that CG more to the center where you might need it a little bit more away from the heel. So I really love this offering from Mizuno. You can mix and match all the way through as well. That's the next thing to be said about it. And if you go for a Mizuno fitting, I wouldn't be surprised at all if the fitter suggests that you mix that set all the way through, maybe even from the all-out forged blade model in the lower irons right up to the MCC in the high irons, and maybe even one of their driving irons right at the top end as well, which does mix into this set additionally. So a beautiful iron from Mizuno. They really have cracked it again with these forged irons, as you might expect. It's what they do best, and they know that, and they really do work on these a lot back in Japan in the workshops there. So guys, we'd love to know what you think about this list, whether you're excited about getting any of these irons in the bag for 2018. Maybe you've already had these for a little while. I mean, some of these irons aren't brand new. They will stick around through 2018. So if you've got any advice for guys that are looking to get these irons you've had, maybe the Srixons in the bag for a year or so, please comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you've got any technical questions, I will do my very best to answer those for you. If you watch this on YouTube and you enjoyed the video, please give us a thumbs up. We'd appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. We're going to be making lots more of these types of videos throughout 2018. Hit that little bell below as well so you get a notification when this video goes live, the new videos goes live, and we'll see you next time.